Folks, welcome to the show, The Millionaire Misfit, also Crush It. I'm your host, Brooklyn. Listen, I'm excited. I hope you get excited. This guy that I have today, this amazing dude that's going to talk to us about entertainment and the business of entertainment, his name is Justin Key. Now, let me tell you. Now, I'm going to tell you in a moment what he's done, but let me give you some quick background that people need to know, the stuff you need to know. This guy is an actor, an entrepreneur, a mathematician. Already you lost me. I'm like, dude, I can't count. I'm out. That's why I do the arts, because I can't count, but I love it. But he teaches entertainment entrepreneurship at AMDA, and we'll talk more a little bit about that. College in Los Angeles, California. And he's originally from Tennessee. Okay, let me heard it. Whoop, whoop, in the house. And he consults with entertainment professionals on how to establish themselves as businesses, solidify their brand, and help them to navigate the waters of show business. Please welcome the one and only Mr. Justin Key in the house. You have shared the stages with Taraji P. Henson, Will Ferrell. Oh my God! And my favorite of all time, Mr. Kevin Hart. Now
He's incredible.
People say, no, I don't look like him. No. People tell me I look like Bruno Mars. So I'll take it. I'll take my Puerto Rican people any day.
Exactly.
You have an incredible history and trajectory. What got you to where you are today?
So I always knew that I wanted to live in Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. I always knew I wanted to live in Los Angeles, but I didn't know how to articulate that, especially to my parents and to my entire family, because in the South, everyone has a say-so. So I did what they wanted me to do in the beginning. So I went to college for mathematics. But while in college, I still did commercials. I still performed. I still sang. I still did open mics everywhere around the city of Memphis. And it was perhaps I snuck off to audition for the American Musical and Dramatic Academy my senior year in college. And so when I found out that I got in and I got a scholarship, it was my life was never the same. And mind you, I was a mathematics major. I got into Harvard to get my master's in mathematics. I was being recruited by the FBI. And so just imagine my family when I told them that I was turning them both down and that I was moving to Hollywood to be an actor.
Oh my gosh, from Harvard to Hollywood. What?
They were not pleased whatsoever. I mean, it was almost as if I was like the last black hope of the family, and now I'm throwing it all away to live this lifestyle.
This could be a whole day conversation. Because, oh my gosh, so I mean, you really were the hope of the family. In fact, a person like you would be the hope of any family, right? It's like, are you kidding me? We don't even know how to spell Harvard. I mean, I don't even know how we're going to get there. Where is it? I mean, is that like something you eat? I mean, what is that? And then all of a sudden, like, you got accepted into Harvard. I mean, you got a scholarship. I mean, you were definitely living the dream in terms of what's possible. And then you have to make the decision to shift and go, I'm going to go with my calling. And it's so difficult for people. And it's interesting because I wonder, I'm sure I'm going to do it. Was there anything holding you back besides your family? I mean, what are some things you personally had to struggle with?
So in the very beginning, it was purely the opinions of others holding me back. I got in and I was like, okay, I'm moving to LA. Now, I didn't have any money. I'm a college student. So everybody had their opinion. Oh, you're moving across the country. I hear LA is very expensive. You know, only 1% actually make a living, and you're turning down surefire money to go into a career. And so it was really weighing heavily on my psyche. And then I got a letter from AMDA saying that I needed a down payment of, I think it could have been around $3,200. And so I was like, where am I going to get that money from? This is a sign that I shouldn't go. My mom called and said, you have mail at the house. It was a letter from the governor of Tennessee telling me that I am being honored by the state of Tennessee for my community service for the last 4 years of being in college. And they were awarding me a check for $3,500. I am not telling. Okay, stop. Okay, so I became so emotional tears started falling.
Oh my God.
I,
Whew.
the grace, and at that moment, like my current motto is don't put limits on the grace that's on your life. And that was one of the first proven moments of that.
Oh my God. First of all, thank you for sharing. I had no idea that was going to come through, and literally just chills all throughout my body because I understand what that is, and I get intuition, and I get when you make a decision. And what I've been learning in the last few years is that the key is that decision point. When you make that decision, everything turns. Everything turns. And you hear these stories and you go, how is this possible? Because it's possible through the power of decision. And once you choose and you go, I'm going to go in this direction no matter what. It doesn't matter what anybody says. And you shut down, you fire those thoughts. They go, they no longer serve me.
So while at AMDA, the American Music and Dramatic Academy, I was called into the financial aid office. And in my mind was, oh Lord, they know I'm poor. I can't afford it. They about to put me out.
Uh,
So I get into the financial aid office. She said, Justin Key? I was like, yes. And I'm trembling because I'm terrified that I'm about to be sent back home and I'm about to be made a mockery of. I'm going to have to walk down the street with whips like they did Jesus.
Oh my God.
So she said, are you someone that we should know? And I was like, I think you got the wrong person. She said, no, you're Justin Key and you're from Tennessee, right? And she said, you went to Lemoyne College? I said, yes. She said, we've been receiving checks every week to pay for your tuition. So I called mom and was like, Mama, somebody's paying for my tuition. Did you get some money that I didn't know about? And she was like, no, I ain't got no money. What you talking about? So apparently,
Oh
her name is Bunny Chapman.
Mm-hmm.
She heard me speak in Memphis before moving to Los Angeles. And when she found out that I was turning all of the offers down to move to Hollywood to be an actor, she contacted some of the wealthiest people in Memphis and in Fayette County, Tennessee, and said, you know this guy? We should help him out. So people, throughout the years, people popped up and was like, Justin, how are you? Then they connected me with people in Memphis. Connected me with people from Memphis that live in Los Angeles, Dr. Logan Westbrooks and his wife, Geraldine Westbrooks. They helped me so much. They picked me up every Sunday from school and took me to church. They fed me. And they introduced me to some of the biggest names in Hollywood. They're from Memphis and they're connected into the industry here. And they've been my mentors since I got off the plane.
You then find yourself on stages with, Taraji P. Henson, with Will Ferrell, with Kevin Hart. And I saw things that, for example, in the roasting of Justin Bieber. Dude, this is ridiculous.
Absolutely incredible. And this is one of the funniest experiences I've had as far as auditioning and how I got to performing with those amazing, talented people. I went to an audition, and it was a theater audition. Mm-hmm. When I got there, I saw people warming up vocally, and I'm thinking, why are they singing? This is supposed to be a straight play. Then I realized they were casting two plays, a play and a musical. Mm-hmm. So it was my time to go in. And so the director said, oh, so what song are you singing? And I was like, but as you said earlier, I grew up in the church.
Yes.
And that's one thing that you will sing a solo, you will lead a song even if you can't sing. But I come from a family of singers, though I don't profess that I'm this great singer. Mm-hmm. And so I said, I'll sing Miracles and Blessings. And so I sang, and they said, can you make it to these rehearsals? And then I said yes, and said, oh, wait, let us do the scene. So I started the scene, and they stopped me. They said, Justin, why are you doing the scenes for the play? I said, because that's what I'm here to audition for. Well, why did you just sing? I said, because you asked me to.
Oh my God.
And from there, I was thrown on stage with Kenny Lattimore and Shanice, and it was just ridiculously amazing. Marla Gibbs, who 227, are you kidding me? Jack A. I'm on stage doing lines with these people that I watched my entire life on the black and white floor television. And from there, the contacts that I made, the stages that I performed on, that's how I started singing with Justin Bieber and singing at the roast.
And you also, it feels to me that you obviously love to teach and you want to teach and you want to
Hmm.
share and engage people in
Yes.
bigger understanding of themselves and what's possible. And so now you teach, obviously, entertainers the entrepreneurship side of entertainment.
Yes.
Talk to us a little bit more about that. Obviously, the transition between the two, because you could
Hmm.
continue doing what you're doing as an actor and as a performer, and now you also teach entertainment. Tell me more about that.
So how that originally started. So I was the face of Walmart, and I performed and did commercials and did TV shows, but I knew nothing about the industry. I just signed on the dotted lines because I just thought that I was so fortunate to have a job, to have a career, paying the bills, living a certain lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
And then only thing I remember is how long the contracts were. So I'm like, oh, I see myself on television. I see billboards. Am I supposed to get paid for this?
Mm-hmm.
By this time, I'm on my third or fourth agent. So I'm like, do I call my first agent who I booked it with? Where's the contract? What did it say? I knew
Mm-hmm.
nothing about show business. I only knew how to act. I
Mm-hmm.
only knew how to perform.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, and then I was told that show business is 10% talent, 90% business. So I said, I'm really only 10% into the game. So what I decided to do, I went back to school and I got my MBA, and I got my MBA with a concentration on entrepreneurship with a focus and emphasis in entertainment,
Mm-hmm.
because I needed to learn the business aspect of it, and I didn't want my friends or my mentees to experience the same thing that I experienced by being just an artist.
Mm-hmm.
You really have to be an entrepreneur as well, because we're really our own business.
Mm-hmm.
And so from there, getting the MBA, representing myself as a business, solidifying my brand, my following, making sure that my marketing is together, making sure that I know how to talk correctly, making sure that I know how to network correctly, efficiently, and effectively. Then AMDA College called for me to develop this curriculum to help their students as well. It's that we want the well-rounded artist. We don't want someone just talented in acting, singing, and dancing, but we want them to also thrive in show business as well.
Right, right, right. And we hear it, right? It's show business,
Business.
right?
Hmm.
And even the word business is bigger than show. I mean, right? And
Yes.
so, and then business is busyness, and there's, I'm busy and whatever else. And one thing is being busy, but one thing is understanding your overall strategy. You have a
Hmm.
plan, just like any business. And I
Correct.
truly believe, and you just said it, which is us as artists, we are a business. And when, Jay-Z says, I'm a businessman,
Businessman.
I'm a business, and so we all independently have our own economies. We have to understand the cycles of our
Yes.
own work and so on. There's just a lot of things that we can really need to delve into. And I love that AMTA called and said, "We want you to teach. We want you to teach our students." What else do you do? Do you coach people privately? Do you mentor? Tell me about
So
your
yes,
practice.
so I do consulting as well. So a lot of artists, not just performing artists, but I get celebrity makeup artists. I
Mm-hmm.
get graphic designers, some way if you're connected to the industry. And it doesn't have to be necessarily connected to the entertainment industry. It's just
Mm-hmm.
that's where my focus is.
Mm-hmm.
To help them solidify their brands. If they already have a brand, how can we polish it to make sure that they're getting the biggest bang for their buck and that they're thriving and doing what they love?
Mm-hmm.
You have to understand that your gift should allow you to afford your lifestyle. And so to make sure that your finances are correct, like
Mm-hmm.
one thing that terrifies the artist in the beginning when I'm teaching, I do a whole financial module and they're terrified. I'm like, what's
Yes.
your credit score? Because
Mm-hmm.
if you're living in Los Angeles, you have to get an apartment, you have to get a car. They
Mm-hmm.
run your credit.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, wait, what are you talking about? This is bananas. I don't know my credit score, or I have all these student loans. And it's like, well, now we need to figure out how we can get you on a positive trajectory to make sure that your business is taken care of as well. Because if that's lacking, that could easily seep into your artistry as well. Because you're going into an audition with that same energy and that mentality. Oh, like
Mm-hmm.
you're stressed out because you don't have enough money to pay for rent, or you're behind on your car insurance, or you're very low on groceries.
Mm-hmm.
All of that you have to have that together to
Right.
make sure that your art thrives as well.
No, you're absolutely right, and it affects our energy, it affects our soul, it affects
Mhm.
our being.
Yes,
It's
yes.
unbelievable, and that will affect the results. And you're right. Also, you don't have to. And I always say that people in the fashion industry, you're in entertainment. Anytime you are doing things that are outside of like seriousness, you're somewhat an entertainer. So a stylist, a makeup artist, a lot of people who deal with the periphery of entertainment are also
Hmm.
in the business, right?
Correct.
Photographers, right? Anybody who does
Yes.
artistic work. I call them artistpreneurs. They're artistpreneurs. They're
Yes.
people who are artist entrepreneurs, and you have to understand how
Hmm.
the business works, and also the things that scare you, like finances, like understanding how to manage your business. Forecast, to know the pipeline, to know what's coming. It becomes
Hmm.
overwhelming for people in the artist industry as well as entertainment because it's not where we come from. We know our art, we love the passion, we love to be on stage, but who the hell knows how we run our business, right? And so I love that you're doing this. I love that you're doing this. So quickly, three things before we wrap up here, because let me just take my time
Hmm.
real quick. What are three things in your mind, and I'm kind of catching you off base here, but you probably can do
Hmm.
this. What are three things that you think a entrepreneur or an artistpreneur must think about in terms of making sure they're managing their career properly? What are the top three things you would tell someone coming to you for help?
First, know that show business is a business and that it's 10% talent, 90% business. So make sure that you are balanced correctly.
Mm-hmm.
The second, I would say, understand that this is a relationship business. So you have to have a network of supporters, of friends, and knowing what the definition of network is. It's not give me, give me, give me. What can you do for me?
Mm-hmm.
It's offering your talent yourself. It's
Mm-hmm.
how can you be of benefit to someone else?
Nice.
That's networking, learning.
Mm-hmm.
So knowing what show business is,
Mm-hmm.
knowing that this is a relationship driven industry and knowing how to tap into that. And the third, I would say, in my opinion, which could be the one of the most important, is make sure your inner life is intact.
Yes.
Make sure your inner life is intact
Yes.
because we are artists. We call upon our emotions at a moment's notice, but we
Yes.
have to have those emotions understood and we have to have them intact in order to be able to, be able to display them correctly. We're we're coming into a different generation. We don't have to have those stories of, oh, I was homeless
Mm-hmm.
before I made it. We don't. If you change your mindset, if you understand the business aspect of the industry, you can counter that and be thriving while you're still moving up the ladder to your success in the industry.
But this has been so much fun, Justin. I love that you're doing what you're doing. Your story is amazing. I see a book
Thank
and
you.
more interviews and more helping more people. How can people find you? What's the best way to reach you?
So the best way to reach me is through social media.
Hmm.
Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. They're all the same handle at Justin Key 101.
At
So
Justin Key 101. That's the lessons from Justin Key. At Justin Key 101. This is life lessons 101. I wish I had a bunch of people right here, right in front of me, to tell you you need to get with this boy. Because on top of the fact, you look like a number of artists out there as well. You have great appearance. I mean, everything from baby face. I mean, it's great. Okay. And all these great artists out there because you channel some of that energy as well. So
Mhm.
Justin Key 101. So find him at Justin Key 101. Also check out AMDA and check out the courses that he has out in
Yes.
LA. But if you're an artist out there, it's time for you to get your art on right. Artistpreneur,
Yes.
let's do this. Justin, thank you so much.